Okay, I've been kindly sent the JJRC H11WH quadcopter from Banggood, so thanks very much for sending that and letting me do this review. Quick run through on the box. You use your phone with an app on it to actually use the FPV, so it's a Wi-Fi FPV. It's got an adjustable camera which is remotely controlled from the transmitter, so I'm quite interested in seeing that. Has 1100 mAh battery, single cell, so we'll see how much life we get out of that. On the end there's the extra, or a list of the features and everything on the quad, but I'll be going through those sort of in real life if you like. And then on the other side there's telling you that it does altitude hold and position hold, so I'm going to be interested in that as well. The box is slightly damaged, as you might be able to pick up on camera, but I'm pretty sure nothing's damaged inside. This is supposed to be a shot from the camera, I think, but there's no way it's going to produce that sort of quality. It's an HD 720p camera. And then on the other side we've just got a few of the features. The motors look easy to replace, so I'll be interested. I will open it up and have a look and see how easy they are to replace. And they're brushed motors, so it would be nice if they were easy. It's got a good little carry handle, it's not very heavy. And then there's the usual warnings on the bottom box. Obviously just taking it out of the box. The instructions are in the top, and then it's nicely moulded in with the plastic so that nothing's going to move, and hopefully nothing will get damaged either, so pretty pleased about that. I'll get this unpacked and on the bench, and then we can have a good look through the items. Okay, so we've got the usual suspects here. Obviously the quad itself, you get 4 spare propellers, you get 4 prop guards, 4 feet, a little Phillips screwdriver, and then there's a little bag with screws in it and a little foam, self-adhesive foam rubber, which I guess is for dampening the camera, but we'll get into that. You've got a USB charger adapter for the single cell, and obviously the transmitter as well. And then the other thing you get is the camera. Now I was looking at the size of this box thinking, wow, it's an amazing size camera. And then when you actually open it up and get inside, you've got a normal size 2 megapixel camera with all this packaging around, so I don't quite understand why, but it's just the way it is. I just sort of, if you're looking at the box thinking, wow, what happened to the big thing in there, it's basically the camera. And then, like I said, on the box it's actually an adjustable, so we'll be interested in that. Okay, after you've got all your quad out to have a good look at it and look through all the items, the most important thing really is to get on with the instruction manual, certainly if you're new to quads. This one's a reasonable size and pretty well printed as well. The only thing I don't like with these sort of manuals is it's in English and Chinese. It's quite difficult to read or pick out the bits you want, because instead of being in blocks of text you get sort of bullet points in both languages. I just find that difficult to read. The instructions are all in here. Some of the translations from Chinese to English aren't the best, but that happens with these sort of things. On the cover you've got your QR codes, your quick read codes for downloading your apps, and that works on Android or your Apples, and obviously you could use it on a tablet as well, you don't have to use it on a phone. And then it runs through all the different functions and features, how to use it, if you're flying for the first time, what you should do, how to attach your phone, and we'll go through all this. I'll show you how that actually works. If the quad won't fly, it tells you any problems, and then actually using the app as well. So it's quite comprehensive, but yeah, just a little bit confusing, I think. Onto the cosmetics and the look and the feel of the actual quad itself. It's really nice actually. I like black quads, I think they look really smart and cool. This has got sprayed rubber on it, but that's what it feels like on the plastic, and it's a little bit flexible, the plastic, so I think hopefully in a little shunt it would sort of bounce off rather than just shatter. It seems well assembled. This is just a fake GPS, or I'm sure it hasn't got a compass in there or anything, and the quality sort of follows through on the quad, this sort of rubberized feel. The only assembly you've got to do is pop the legs on, which I'll do in a second, and you've got to just slide the camera in. It just clips in, and then you just attach the little connector there as well. And then to get into the battery bay area, you just literally, you can either slide the camera back, or I think you're probably supposed to slide this whole battery bay door, and then you can open that and get into where the battery is. Like I say, it's a single cell 1100 milliamp hours, and then you just simply slide it out like that, and then you can get this on charge straight away. That's always a good thing to do. And as you can see, I quite like the battery bay area. It works pretty well. I think that's going to be good. And then you've got a little on-off switch here, so you can have the battery attached, and then you can flick the whole unit on and off here. So I like that, having a separate switch. Onto the transmitter, which has the same feel to it, and I really like this. Certainly if you're new to quads, this would be excellent, because you've actually got it clearly marked what everything does. To the trim buttons, which they call tuning. You can alter the camera angle up and down, so we'll have a look at that in a second. You've got an emergency stop by pressing this down, which is good. I've not come across that on any quads like this before. And again, you've got that lovely rubberized, sprayed rubber feel on it. Feels good in the hand. Slightly, I wouldn't say it was too small or too large, but certainly everything's in a good position for you. I don't think it doesn't feel small in my hand, I must admit. And then to pop your phone in, you just simply click this open, and then we just pop our phone into there. And the only other thing you need is 3 AAA batteries, which aren't supplied, and then you just need to put them in the back of the transmitter. And the only other thing we need to assemble, which is literally just, it really is plug and play, there's no assembly needed, to be perfectly honest, is just literally pop the legs on. And they actually seem quite secure without the screws, but they do supply you with 4 screws. Okay, to turn the quad on, you just simply slide the little button here, and then you get your LEDs flashing, and they're pretty bright actually, even with the studio lights on. The front is red and the back has a flashing blue, and they're actually quite a bit brighter than the back ones. But you've got green down either side, so nothing on the actual arms themselves. I thought these were lights, but it's just that where the actual motors are. But no, it looks quite nice actually. You can download the app directly, or you can use the QR code reader and simply install. And simply go to open, and there we are. I'll put this onto the transmitter, and then we'll link it up to the actual quadcopter. Before you launch the app, what you need to do is turn on the quadcopter, go into your Wi-Fi settings, and then you'll come up with this MDL-531 ADC, and it connects to, I've already connected to it before, so it's automatically going onto it. But you have to do this the first time you go in, and then simply come back, launch the app, and there we go into normal play. You've then got, as you can see, the camera's working, and you can actually fly this using your thumbs on your device if you want. I really don't get on with this, so it's just a personal thing, so not my thing. Or if you want to, you can actually control it by rolling, and again, your throttle and your yaws this side, but you can actually control how the quad pitches and rolls by actually rotating your device. So that's quite good if you're into gaming and that, but it's never been my thing. So what I'll do is I'll take those off, and then I'll put it onto the transmitter, and I'm going to follow mine conventionally. Got the Wi-Fi working first of all for the FPV, and that's all looking pretty good. And you might have noticed a slight modification here. I've put a lump of foam in there, just added some packing, and just put an elastic band around it because the vibration on, or jello effect on the camera is ridiculous. So I'm just going to try that and see how we get on with that. And let's bind to the transmitter. When you turn it on, the LEDs go to a slow pulse, ready to go, and then you have to go up and down on the throttle, and then when the LEDs are on full, that means she's actually ready to fly. I'm going to start the video on the quad, and that's counting up. I don't know if you're able to see, it's quite small on here, but it is there. That's good, and we're ready to go. So let's give it a go, see what we think. So to start-stop on this one, a little bit different to most of the quads. You've actually got a start-stop button, and then you just use the throttle as normal,
There's quite a breeze in the garden this afternoon, so you might see the trees moving around, so the quad is going to drift. It's going to be difficult to trim it out because it's going to go in different directions. I reckon that jello is much better. Just looking at that now, so let me just take it up. Yeah, that's much better than it was, certainly. Okay, so this is in low rates, and as you can see the LEDs are pretty good. The altitude hold works pretty well. Let's just take it out and around the tree in low rates. As you can see, it's nice and sedate. Well, that's pretty good. And then I'm going to take it up into medium rates or middle rates. Simply press there with your left finger, and then that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's better. And then up into high rates again, same with the button again. You get 3 beeps that tells you you're in high rate, and that's a lot better. Well, if you're used to flying, it's a lot better. That's good. The LEDs are really good. I like them. Cool. Okay, so I can turn off the LEDs, I found, with pressing the one on the left again, but holding it in this time, and it'll just turn the LEDs off. And I don't actually particularly like it with the LEDs off. I think it sort of disappears in the dark bit. The nice thing about black quads I like, I take it up a bit, bring it back here, when you get a lovely silhouette up into the sky, so I find them good for that. We've got to put the lights back on again. There we go. You can actually see it anywhere really. They're really good. I'm impressed with them. Okay, dokes. So we've got a landing, and basically that's a start-stop one. So and this might not work where it's a bit of a breeze, but I'll simply press the landing bit. It'll bring it down, and then it'll eventually kill the motors. Whoops! But with the wind, it's sort of blown it over. So, but it does work. It does bring it down slowly if you get into a little bit of a panic situation. You'll start it up again. But if you get in a real panic situation, you've actually got an emergency stop on this one. So just simply press the right stick down, and it just kills the motors like that. So that's pretty good. I quite like that idea. If you're new to it and you're getting a little bit panicky, you can just drop it out the sky if it starts to get close to something, rather than lose control. We can change it into headless mode simply by pressing this one. I don't get on particularly well with headless mode, but it does work. I don't like it, but I don't recommend anyone really goes into it much, but it's there if you want it. If I press that button again, the LEDs stop flashing and tells you it's back out of headless mode. I think the alert it alerts for everything, which I'm really pleased with. It means that you've actually activated something and it works. The yaw rate in 3 is pretty good. It's a nice little flyer and everything. There we go. And then, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'm going to alter the camera to up. There we go, so it's looking up now. And then I can tilt it down in stages, so it's quite good. Something a bit different, isn't it? And then the FPV you've got as well, so you can... Oh, we're getting flashing LEDs. There we go. LEDs, when you get flashing LEDs on the quad, you should always bring it back to you as quick as you can, because you're going to be running out of power. But this one seems to go on for ages, even with the video running. It can give you another minute on it, so quite amazed at that. It's still flying perfectly well. I'll just show you how well. Yeah, it's still working absolutely fine. It's way off running out of power, which is good, which means you can get it back to you. And like I say, that's already run over 30 seconds now without any problem at all, and it's still got power as well. I'll just see how well it goes when we get to the end. Oh, there we go. Oh no, still got it. Yeah, it's starting to lose it a bit now, but that is quite amazing. And those LEDs, I love them. If you've got the LEDs off and you start to, the battery starts to get down to its low warning rate, the LEDs come back on and start flashing again. So that's quite good as well, I think. And look at that, so what we've done, near a minute and a half now, and it's still running okay. So it's still flying, no trouble at all. There we go. Suddenly the power's gone, and it drops it to the floor and then kills the prop. So I think that's rather good. No, it's just over 7 minutes with the video running as well. So yeah, pretty good. Let's have a look at that footage.
Okay, the JJRC H11WH. Well, first things, a couple of little negatives at the beginning, I think, here. The fact it's got an elastic band around it sort of gives away something, that there's something's changed on it. Nothing's actually broken on it, so that's very good. But what I've had to do to remove the jello is just literally put a little bit of foam, it's just out of one of the packings that came with the quad, one of the quads, and just literally put an elastic band around it, and it's just taken out all the vibration, basically. I haven't balanced the props. You could balance the props, you could play around for ages, but just to get the review done, and to get rid of the jello, the simplest thing was just to do this. It spoils the look of the quad, which is a shame because I think it's a really nice looking quad, but it does get rid of the jello, and it makes the FPV virtually, it is usable. I had to fly around in between the bushes and things, and that was quite good fun actually with it. You do have a delay, so you can't do anything intricate with it because you're going to wind up hitting something, but to get your first quad, to get you first into FPV, I think it's got its uses, and it's certainly better without the jello. So that's the real sort of big negative of the way they've mounted the camera, and they might improve that. This is the good thing, a few reviews like this, they might actually get to grips with it and get it sorted, so by the time you get yours, it might be fine. Positives then, I love the look of it. I think it looks really slick. The burgundy, which sort of turns to red in the light, and the matte black with this sprayed rubber finish is excellent. I love the LEDs. They're really bright, even in bright sunlight. They work really well. The props are nice. They're quite flexible, and I've had a couple of accidents with it. It's come back towards me, missed me, and hit the house, bounced off the house quite hard because I just tried out the return to home feature. I never think they work particularly well on small quads. I've never found one that it works on. They always just come batting back towards you and never really know when to stop, so I tend not to use it. The headless mode worked okay, though it's not something I particularly like. The thing I do love, if you're new to quads, then I think the layout on the transmitter is superb. I like the fact you've got a proper on off button which clicks. I think that's superb. The fact you've got a start and stop button as well, and it will bring it back into land and then kill the motors is superb. The fact you've got an emergency stop as well. All these things are sort of little features that really make it a nice usable quad. If you don't want to use the FPV, you could just pop the camera off and just learn to fly without the FPV, which is great. So it's nice when it's collapsed down, or obviously if you're flying FPV, that held my phone no problem at all. So quite impressed with the transmitter, and it's comfortable in the hand as well. Even with the screen there, it's nowhere near your fingers or anything, so I think this is well designed. As I said, it's had a couple of bumps and no real damage. I've had a few things with it of hitting things and not a problem at all. So yeah, impressed with that. And yes, overall, if it wasn't for just the way the camera is mounted, I think it would be absolutely superb. Easily fixed with elastic band. So yeah, I like it, and you know, if you get one, then let us know how you get on. There's links in the description, and enjoy your flying.